trip over the furrows. Hello Piscator pals, it is me, the passionate Piscator, intrepidly walking very carefully down a tractor rut in a massive great big field. Where am I going, you ask? Well, of course I'm going fishing. What else would I be doing? I'm actually heading to Ashmoor Lakes. I'm back in Basingstoke to see some family and just have a little relax away from work. And when I'm back in Basingstoke, where else would I be other than my family fishery of Ashmoor Lakes? What a place. It's been a really, really warm day today. We're in the sort of very beginnings of spring, and it's one of those lovely spring days, probably just before a nice big rainstorm, something like that. But because it's been so hot today, I've decided to ignore fishing all day today and just to head down in the afternoon and pull a few carp off the top using my usual very simple carp fishing tactics. Just a bit of bread and a few hookable dog biscuits. I don't want it to be too fast and furious, just something nice and peaceful and relaxing. It's a beautiful day. Look at that. Fantastic. Dad's behind me somewhere, ploughing up the last of the fields. It's been so wet this winter and early spring, but everything's behind except this field. Look, gorgeous. So yeah, I've just been watching him ploughing up the fields, watching the red kites swooping around trying to pick up worms and any small mammals and bugs which have come out of the soil. Oh, I'll be knackered by the time I get down here. I'm so unfit. Why am I so unfit? I don't drive. I walk everywhere. Well, apart from Bristol to Basingstoke, of course, which I caught the train. But we're almost there, right to the entrance of Ashmoor Lakes. We'll see how many other anglers are down here. Try and keep out of their way best we can, so we don't disturb their fishing with all my chatter. And watch the water for a bit and see if we can't snag a few nice carp off the top. Right, we're here. Let's get fishing. There we are. All the eyes are threaded with £6 line on my 1 3/4 pound test curve rod. Going to be putting on the end of the line, which is in my hand here, some size 12 barbless, just to be able to hook a piece of bread into, or a dog biscuit. See if I can get one out without tipping them all over the floor. One of the things I always do is tip them all over the grass, and that way I can't. I lose more hooks than I've actually managed to get on the end of a line. I am actually meant to wear glasses. Spoilers for future passionate Piscator videos. I'm meant to wear reading glasses now. My eyesight is so terrible, but I'm really supposed to do it. But a lot of hook tying is muscle memory. You've done it so often and you don't really need to pay much attention to it, although I'm just making sure I get it right. You don't want to hook wet the line. You don't want to hook a great big carp and then lose it. Again, not meant to bite the line either. You may use a pair of scissors, but again, it's force of habit. It's no wonder I've got all chipped teeth. I do have one little chipped tooth, but that just makes it even better for sawing through fishing line. Anyway, we're ready. We're ready. I'm going to be fishing in the swim behind me, just over there. You can see my landing net. My hooking mat, I should say, and my landing net's over there too. Ready for any fish I do catch. I've just been speaking to Reg, who's here today. Reg is a regular here at Ashmoor Lakes. He's down here pretty much every week, usually middle of the week, which is what this is. He says that because of the hot weather, as I suspected today, the fish have been very, very slow. He's fishing with bread on the surface as well this afternoon, and he's got a few carp rising in the swim, so he looks like he might have a few in the net soon, which is good. See, I didn't really fancy sitting down in the heat all day long catching, not very much at all. The afternoon is the perfect time for snagging carp off the surface. Anyway, there's a few other anglers here today, having a bit of a fish. I haven't seen anyone catch anything yet. There's a few leaving, gone home, as it is coming up to the afternoon now when the fishery closes. But you know, the spare hour or two, perfect time to do it. Got a helicopter coming over. There's been Chinook going over and all sorts. It's like a military air show down here today. Hopefully the fish aren't put off by them. And oh, one last thing. Fishing on the surface, fishing in the margins, polarized sunglasses, very, very important. Got to be able to see the fish I'm targeting. Anyway, I'm gonna have a bit of a sneak over here, throw in a few dog biscuits and a bit of bread and see if I can bring any to the surface. This is where I'm going to be fishing. Just from this swim here. There's a few carp moving around on the surface. In fact, there's one, I don't know if you can see him, sort of about there, just below the surface. I can see him really well with my polarized sunglasses, but he is there. So, oh no, here he comes, he's coming in. A few doggies in, see if he'll come up. Oh, no, there he is over there. Don't know if it's the same fish actually, could be several. They're still a bit spooky. I've put a few down here, in amongst all this sort of seed on the surface from the surrounding trees. Lots of trees surrounding Ashmore in this woodland. And of course when they pollinate, all the seed drops on the surface, which provides a good bit of food for the fish as well, I'm sure. Gives them something to grub around in. And a little bit of cover. There's a little contender down there. Anyway, I'm going to stop at, oh, actually there was one over there, just by that tree. Coming around the corner. Just there. Come this way, friend, and we'll catch you. Anyway, I'm going to stop doing the filming now. Try and be a bit more quiet than I actually am now, because when you're fishing very close to the margins, which I will be, oh, that's Eric, by the way, you've got to be a lot quieter than I am now talking to you. Right, let's see what we can get. There we go, easy as pie. I'd actually only stopped talking to you then for about 10 seconds. I saw a fish, popped the dog biscuit in front of his nose and caught him. Beautiful golden mirror carp. How about that? Easy peasy. Only been here set up for about 2 minutes. Fantastic. Let me get my doggies. Now, fueled the excitement of catching a fish. It of course spooks away the fish which are feeding on the surface. So, from here on in, I'm going to be selecting the fish that I want to catch. When I get here, I just like to catch a fish, just so I know I haven't blanked. Which I think at Ashmore would be incredibly difficult to do. But from here, I'm going to sit down for a bit, which I am, on the grass, peer through the reeds, and just watch the water to see if I can find any slightly bigger fish or nicely coloured fish. Fish I want to take a look at, really, a really close look at. One of the joys of angling is that most people don't get to come face to face with fish such as these. They can peer at them through the water, maybe, if they take an interest. But anglers, of course, we get to hold them in our hands and really get the full beauty of these amazing animals. It's quite a strange thing, really, isn't it, when you think about it? You know, we spend all of our lives out in the dry, in the air, living in, well, air. And yet, these animals spend all of their time underwater. If they come out here in the air for too long, that's it, they're done for. And it's the same for us if we go down there. It's like a completely different world, completely opposite to our own. And the fish are, as I hope many of these videos prove, absolutely magnificent. And even more magnificent when you can get to see them up close and personal. It's not all about catching fish either. It is about just being out relaxing and watching nature, and they're part of it. Watching the fish moving around on the surface. There's a fish just going past now. It's only a small one, little common carp. Just watching how they behave, nosing at the bread and disappearing off like they do. It's amazing. Anyway, what a lovely afternoon to spend just chilled out by the side of the lake. Oh, there's a few carp moving in now, so I'm going to stop chatting, have a quick peek and see what's going on, be all stealthy and quiet. Yeah, they're definitely coming up now. Right, hopefully I'll see you again in a minute with another nice carp. Yeah, let's get some more dog biscuits in. One hit him on the head. Good shot, though, good shot. Oh yes, tally-ho. Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Let's get this done. Oh. Still feisty. Still feisty after all that. But this is what I mean by just taking the time, watching the fish, not catching every fish that moves. Just taking the time. Let's get you that way. A bit more beautiful that way. Right. Okay. Get a good grip of you. You're still jumpy. if he jumps, I'm popping him straight back down on the mat. But how about that? A socking great big common carp. Epic. I could have spent all that time catching tiny little fish. Big old common. Yeah. Perfect. Mwah. It was a very clever, wily fish, and I'll show you precisely what it was doing. You probably see me on the video. If I do a flip like that, I caught the fish down here, and rather than swimming out into the lake like you'd expect, it was a clever fish, and it actually dove back down into the water here, just underneath this area here. And just under here there's a load of roots and twigs, because the fish was clever and it knew that they were there. Also, underneath this bank, although people don't realise, it's undercut all the way along. There's so many carp in here, but actually the undercut comes right back underneath the swim here, which is why sometimes it's better to sit right back up here out the way, because the fish are often milling underneath the ground. Anyway, I had to do my best to try and pull him out, and it was grating up against the line, and I was trying to pull him out, and he came out here, went down underneath here, and tried getting down underneath that big load of vegetation there with a load of roots and stuff. So he'd really done a good making sure that I lost him. But I finally caught him in the end, which was amazing. He went 10 pounds and 6 ounces. I gave him a really quick weigh just as I was taking a photo, making sure that he was in the water whilst I was getting my weigh sling ready, bring him back out, give him time to rest, bring him back out, and yeah. Anyway, what am I going to do now? That fish really ruined that swim. So what I might do is go, as it's lovely and sunny, beautiful sunny afternoon, I'm going to go for a little stroll around the lakes, see how everyone else has fished, and look out for some of the beautiful, stunning wildflowers which are coming up in spring all around the edges of the pond here and up through the car park. Everything's blooming and in flower. The bluebells are out. So I'm going to take just maybe, well, I'll say 10 minutes, but it'll be more like half an hour, just wandering around, seeing the glory of spring blossoming all around Ashmoor Lakes. So, I've had a little wander, looked at all the lovely wildflowers, and I've made a decision to move one swim along. I'm just there, and I'm going to move into this swim and fish into this corner. Because there's a few fish, as you can see, mooching about all these seeds which are on the surface. Now I've got to be super careful of this swim, because just in there is where the pipe goes through out there into the next lake. Currently fishing lake 2. This pipe goes right the way through to lake 1. Oh, actually, so having said that, the fish has just jumped in my swim there. Might have a look at that first. But yeah, I'm definitely going to move down into this area and sneak a little tiddler out of here, I think. Nothing too big. Just so I've got... Oh, there's one. Took a bit of bread. Gone. Let's see if we zoom in a bit. There. Woo. Swimming over there. Yeah, let's move to this one. Into another one. Took a long time to choose this one. Before he is chosen, I was just going to catch any old fish which came along. Oh, get out from down there. Again, trying to get underneath this bank. It's not going to happen. Oh, no, 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 no. This one shot across the lake. Startled more than anything. It's a nice mirror. It's now decided it wants to have a little scrap underneath the rod tip. Down by all these rushes. Get back. But I'm not going to let it. Looks like a nice fish. Maybe another double, if I get it in. But man, they got some power. That behind me, by the way, is a bird scarer. Spins around in the wind. Not that there's any wind here. And much like the erics, which sit around the lake, just startle the birds, keep them out of the way. Here comes Reg for a chat. So, to avoid embarrassing him on the internet, I'll see you when this fish has landed. There we are. Had a quick chat with Reg. You never know if people want to be on the internet when you put them on there. You know, you don't want to upset people, or upset people by not putting them on. Either way, but no, I thought I'd give it a rest. And whilst I've been chatting to him, the carp is nice and safe in the net down here, just resting in the water, which is always good. Anyway, just let them rest up. Anyway, let's get him in. He's not as big as I thought he was, actually. I don't really know what size I thought he was. First of all, let's get the hook out. It should be easy to get as it's barbless. Yep, straight out. I've managed to get all the twigs and weed in with him. Oh, he's still got plenty of energy. So what I'm going to do, just bring you just a tad closer, just so that I could do a lift, show you, and bend that. Woo. Right, make sure he's calmed down before we lift him. If it comes to it, and he's out too long, I'll put him back in the water and we can try again. Let's get some slime off here. Oh, right. As soon as I feel him flip, I'll bring him down. But there we are. Beautiful mirror carp. Look at that. Stunning. Ah. Mwah. Ashmoor Lakes surface fishing in the afternoon. You really can't beat it. As you can see, the current bun is sinking below the skyline. I've just caught 2 smaller carp, which I haven't shown you because they were too small, compared to this beautiful fish here. Gorgeous silver common carp. Another lovely chunky fish. Wouldn't be surprised if it went double figures again. I've really been trying to pick the bigger fish today, and this is certainly one of them. A very powerful one as well. God, I could put up quite a fight. This is going to be my last one. Mwah. Give you a kiss. One last admire. Amazing. And we'll pop you back. That is me for the day here at Ashmoor Lakes. Mostly because the fishery is now closed. Not that it matters to me, of course, because we own the fishery. It means that when everyone goes home at 7 o'clock or whenever it is we close, I can continue fishing at perfect peace. That's right, you heard me, peace, so that you can hear in the background the reason why I'm packing up. Not that it bothers the fish at all. My dad has come down. Whoop. Where is he? He's going over there somewhere. So we can find him. There he is, the other side of the van. He's come down to do a bit of mowing. The reason why we shut the fishery early, so we've got a bit of time in the afternoons, in the late evenings, to do a bit of mowing, a bit of trimming, cut down some of the trees that are overhanging, do a bit of lake maintenance, just throughout the entire summer. Because as we know, plants here grow crazy fast, so it's worth having that moment so that we can come down and keep the fishery looking as beautiful as it does. But I don't really want to fish with that noise going on. Again, not that the fish mind, because I've been fishing here before when my dad's been mowing around the lake, and all the grass clippings all just ping into the water, and the fish go around following him, eating all the bugs and insects which are falling into the water. They're very used to noise here. We have crow scarers, bangers, which make a load of noise, and even when you leave them on, in fact, sometimes I think fishing's better when you leave them on. However, it's not conducive to making a nice, quiet, peaceful video. So, I'm going to love you and leave you with memories of those gorgeous carp I've caught today. Not all of them, didn't show you all of them. There's been some lovely little mirrors and commons. But the big chunkers was really what I was trying to show you. I've been down for about 3 hours this evening, and easy fishing, and you can get nice double figure fish. There are much bigger fish in here, of course, but that's what I was after, just a nice little moment in the afternoon when all the weather had sort of cooled down a bit, the high pressure had moved through slightly, and the fish were starting to come up and do a little bit of feeding, which they did on those lovely dog biscuits and little bits of bread. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Like it if you've liked watching it. You can go through my back catalogues and like any of my other videos as well if you like. There's lots of other ones down here at Ashmoor Lakes, of course, it being my family fishery. I am a little bit biased. Plus it's free fishing for me, and I know the fish really well, so it's good content for the channel as well, and a lot of fun and joy for me, as well as all the memories I've had fishing here throughout my entire life. Subscribe to the Passionate Piscator fishing channel, and I will see you next time, maybe on a lovely sunny evening, hopefully with less mowers going on in the background. Bye everybody.